0.6 billion naira, but claimed the cars were not personal gifts but the property of the National Assembly. Now, the question that I do have is, if they have already collected, according to the Sun newspaper's report, if they have already collected, do you see the possibility of Labour Party members in the House of Reps returning the car? Remember, it is an official car. The way they've argued it, the way they have positioned their argument, it is that the car, the SUV, is an official car. So it's just like, I get an official car here for working on hard facts. It's not my car. If I get to leave hard facts for any reason, I'm going to leave the car as well. So that's what the legislators are explaining. But now Labour Party is saying, no, don't take it. It's immoral. It's not the right thing to do. Nigerians are going through hard times. Look, for instance, part of our conversation is in the parallel market. As I'm seeing on my screen, the naira is exchanging to the dollar at 1,100 naira, which will somehow affect almost everything directly or indirectly. And if that is the case, you should not be taking a car officially or unofficially that is worth 130 million naira. Labour Party can argue good, but I'm wondering if the members, because think about it. When Akpabio sent emails, when he sent prayers to their inboxes, their emails, the Labour Party people take prayers? Did they say amen to the prayers? Any which ways, let's move on now to other big stories. Let's see, what else do I have? Oh, I just mentioned the dollar is now 1,100 naira at the parallel market. Now, if you look at the Punch newspaper, I don't know if the headline is still there, but if you had seen it earlier, or if you had followed Andrew on the morning show when he was doing newspaper review, you probably must have heard the headline that there is fuel scarcity or petrol scarcity in Lagos and parts of Abuja. And the marketers will tell you that the reason why there is that scarcity is because naira continually weakens against the dollar. Now look at it, the parallel market is there. Even in the official I&E window, the naira has weakened. For the first time in a long time, in a huge capacity. It's now moved from 776 thereabout to 800 and something. So even in the official window, the naira has weakened. In the parallel market, it is going at 1,100 naira. And now people are asking, will petrol price increase or will government pay subsidy for that? But somehow, I don't know how, it does affect the price of goods in the market. And you ask the market woman and she tells you dollar don't increase. And I'm wondering, even though these things are locally produced and really does not have any interaction with foreign exchange, it still affects, because majority of the things that we use in the country are imported. And if the market woman is to buy some of those things, she would also have to jack her price up to be able to afford the things that are imported into the country. So these are the issues, and I'm wondering what you're thinking about the state of the economy. And by the way, I think I'll talk about that tomorrow. I saw a report, or maybe next week, I saw a report where the statistics or the data showed that the 36 states were so dependent on the federal government allocation for revenue, and it's possibly and probably a major cause of our current economic state. I wish the state governors can do more, and maybe it will help improve local production and help improve the naira. And for a lot of people who are speculating, because that's another reason, because the CBN does not have enough dollar to meet the needs of as many people demanding dollar for importation and other reasons. So people who have these dollars, either because they have ordered it for a long time or whatever reason, I don't know how they got it. These people, some of them are speculating and increasing the price because of the scarcity. You know, when something is scarce, it becomes expensive. But what do I know? I'm moving on to the final big story. And this story is so big that it almost cost my peace. It almost cost my peace. And I'm being serious. Now, ex-minister of power reveals cabal sabotaging stable power supply in Nigeria. And like I said, this story, see, we would not be so dependent on petrol and diesel if we had steady power supply. I do think so, because for one, maybe the idea of electrical cars would have even worked and we would not be thinking so much about petrol and diesel. A lot of us would not need generating sets, right? A lot of us would not need petrol, basically. A lot of us would not. And so it pains me, because if all of these things are eradicated, then there is a possibility that the cost of things produced locally would reduce and things will become affordable. And no matter how minute our local production is, it will impact the pricing of goods and services in the marketplace. And just maybe, inflation would not be at 26.72%. And just maybe, dollar at the parallel market would not be 1,100 naira. Just maybe. However, there are certain people who are bound to ensure that our power sector, and I want to, and I think this characterizes our conversation for the most part of today, because I want to think that it's not just the power sector, that there are so many other sectors that are being affected negatively, adversely by cabals. For instance, I think the reason why the refinery has never worked optimally since Abacha's time is and was because there are people who would make money because their refineries are not working. And that's a very good typical example. There are people who make money, who make a living, who would not be important today if our institutions were stronger than the strong men we have in society. So, what did the minister actually say, or the ex-minister? What did he actually say that has got me so worked up like this? What did he actually say? Let's see. He did say that people who sell diesel and generators are, part of the problem that is affecting the power sector. So at one time, during his time in office, some people went to cut down the cable. I can't remember what cable he was mentioning. And when they were caught, they said it was because they wanted their diesel and their petrol to sell, because if people had steady power supply, it meant that they would not buy diesel and they would not buy generating sets. And he also said that a lot of the things that are not working, national grid and all, may be due to sabotage. We'll go for a quick break. When I come back, I'll read the story for you. Stay tuned. At the big three stories, you can start sending in your WhatsApp messages to the WhatsApp number 0809 0306416. When I'm done, I read them and I would shortly open the phone lines and you would ring the studio and you and I will interact and talk for development. All right. I was touching on the story that cabals are responsible for the underperforming power sector. Now, you would agree with me that sector has been privatized and, it seems to not work. It seems to not work optimally. Today, the national grid is collapsing. Tomorrow, something is bad or they're not able to, distribute power constantly to Nigerians, and we've been hovering around 4,000, 5,000 megawatts, and it's really crazy. And now we are being told by a former minister of power, Bat Inaji, was a professor, that these cabals will not let that sector thrive. Now, let's quote him. It says there are two areas when you talk of cabal in the sector: the diesel suppliers and generator users. Nigeria is the big user of generators because of our enormous power need, and those who are in the business would not want any interruption. The diesel suppliers feel that stable power supply would destroy their business. Mr. Inaji further alleged that the power sector, just like others, had some cabal who make gains from the problems of poor power supply. He said, and I quote, as seen on the newspaper Premium Times, a graphic picture of how dangerous the diesel suppliers can be was experienced when we were in government. Somewhere in this country, some men cut down 30 kVA line to stop electricity supply to thousands of users. Unfortunately, the diesel supply company sponsored the operation. Incidentally, the power cable fell on one of them, who later confessed to the crime. Nigeria struggled with power supply for decades, a challenge that is estimated to cost businesses about $29 billion yearly, according to the World Bank, and that's as seen on the Premium Times newspaper. And it's really interesting. It's really interesting because on one hand we shout, "Oh, government!" On the other hand, we are the saboteur. Once in a while, I'll come here and I preach and I say, let the change start with you. Let it start with me. Now, there is another headline on Premium Times still that says senior officials of Nigeria's Rural Electrification Agency enmeshed in 1.2 billion naira fraud. So money that they should have used to electrify rural areas, villages, communities. These guys put some of it in their pockets. 1.2 billion, not million. Not million, not thousands. Billion, 1.2 billion. And I'm wondering how that would have been able to and yet again, it brings us back to the state governors and what they're doing. It brings us back to the creativity of governance in Nigeria, because if we begin to think beyond our current style of power generation, we probably would have gotten it right. In countries, and I've said this like 1,000 times, we can use solar farms. Who would want to go do? I mean, how do they destroy solar farms? We could use solar farms. We could use, oh my goodness, gas turbines. We have gas in abundance. Anyways, let's move on. I've got one final big story. I know I said big three, but this one is Jara. We like Jara a lot in Nigeria, so I'm going to add Jara to this one, because when we go to the market, we usually ask the market man or market woman for Jara. And so the Jara is some statements saying that Tinubu, the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, will sack any minister in the next 6 months, by the way, who fails to perform, who fails to deliver. And this is coming from Smart Adeyemi. And I'm really looking at how this will work out, because a lot of the people who were like, can I use a lot? Please permit me to. Or some of the people who were appointed have been said to be appointments of settlement. Hey guy, you worked for me, you did this, you did that. Okay, I bless you with this. I'm going to open the phone lines now. 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. WhatsApp messages to the number 0809-030-6416. What are you thinking about the big three stories and, of course, the Jara that I added? What are you thinking about? What are your thoughts? I'd like to hear from you. Remember, the first one has got to do with Labour Party telling its members in the House of Representatives, don't take that vehicle. But the House of Reps is saying that vehicle is an official car, not a personal gift. So where do we draw the line now? Yes, it's expensive, but it's an official car, and I am in that office. Shouldn't I take the gift? I'd like to hear from you. And then secondly, we talked about 1,100 naira to $1 in the black market, or officially parallel market. That's how it's called. And I'm saying, oh wow. And of course, it's going to affect directly or indirectly, things in our economy. And how is it going to affect you if it happens in Port Harcourt? And then thirdly, I'm looking at the ex-power ministers saying the cabals are responsible for the underperforming power sector. Let's start with Clinton. Clinton, good afternoon to you. Welcome on the show. What is on your mind, please?
Yeah, Kalada, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
Yeah, I'll start with the Labour Party asking their members to resist the SUV gift. That's what any good thinking lawmaker would do. Given the current economic situation of the country.
What if they don't? What if they don't refuse it? What if they say, oh, like I've argued, it's an official car, so I've got to use it?
No, I'm not against them, whether they receive or not. I'm just saying that's what they should do.
Okay.
Because you are saying it's an official car. How many official cars have we given to lawmakers? Have they returned it? What happened to the other one they've returned? Why get a new one? So I think what anybody will do, a sensible person will do, is to look at what is happening in the country. I said, no, this money should be channeled into other things in the country. But they are not doing that because they are self-centered.
All right, then.
Then, on what the ex-Prime Minister said, Kalada, that is just the truth. And that's the problem we're having in this country. The country is run by cabals. So you cannot tell me that our refineries have been moribund for years. Years. And if these refineries are functional, the price of PMS could have gone to the bare minimum. But it was left like that. Look at the power. The power that Nigerians are paying for. We pay for power. But it cannot give us power. Why? So I think some persons are benefiting from the system.
All right, then. All right, I've got to go now. Thank you very much, Clinton, for your time. I've got Robin from a chair. Robin, greetings. Welcome. What is on your mind? Let's get talking.
Good afternoon, my brother KB.
Yeah, good afternoon to you.
This is my view. Professor Bax Naji served the country with disgrace.
That's we're not looking at his personality now, please. Can we focus on the issue? Can we do that?
Okay, that is the issue. I'm talking about the issue.
Let's not focus on his personality.
Okay, let me withdraw that. He presided over a department of a government as Minister for Power. He collected salary all through. He held sway as a minister. And this is what he discovered. He kept quiet. He collected salary. All the remunerations he collected. And after how many years, Nigeria is still in that doldrum of not having power. He is telling us story. And what he's telling us is something that I and you know.
I didn't know before now. I mean, if you knew, I did not know.
Okay, let me leave you out of it.
Okay.
It's something that I know.
Okay.
That is what is going on. That is why you go around the whole Nigeria, all the government houses of all the states, what you see there is soundproof generators. Do they use power generated by the national grid? They use generators. Every state government houses spend billions of naira every year to buy diesel and generator. And this is what he's telling us here now. The position of labor,
summarize,
that's
please.
what they are making for their members to reject that SUV is belated.
All right, then.
And I think it will not work.
All right, thank you, Robin. Robin, thank you for your time. I've got Zion from Miss Zion. I've got Cots from Choba. Cots, good afternoon to you. Welcome on the show.
Yeah, good evening, my brother.
It's afternoon, actually.
Labour Party order their members in National Assembly to reject STV card.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
It's a good one. Did you say it's a good one?
Understand that. Hello?
Did you say it's a good one? Did I hear you correctly?
Okay. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Go ahead.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
Labour Party asking their members to reject the official card offered by the federal government to them. It's a good one.
Okay.
We understand the official card. Then, official card is what you use after serving to live here. What happened to the previous official card? 30 old by this one cannot make use of it. Because at this time around, Nigeria don't have to spend such money in official card, where everybody are complaining in this country, where every citizen of this country have no interest any longer in our national identity. We are talking about refinery. Such money, if you see it in one refinery, I believe one will walk out of three. That is no sense in me.
All right, then.
I support Labour for what they do. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I've got Frank from D-Line. Frank, welcome. What's on your mind, please? Let's hear you.
Good afternoon, Kalada.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah. Labour Party asked their lawmaker not to collect the SUVG. I laughed this afternoon. Labour Party, what are the prayer points after you sent to them? Have they reported the prayer point?
Maybe
not to receive. The people that they think that they are for Labour Party, they are not for Labour Party now. They are for Nigeria, and they have joined the crew. So if they are telling them not to, none of them will not collect that. All of them will collect. I promise you that none of them will say no. If one of them will say no, next week we will hear it. I'm telling you. So they should not bother themselves. Our prayer is that let God do and make sure that those people that are making Nigeria suffer not to come back into power.
All right,
I believe one day it will happen.
All right.
This is my comment this afternoon. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Jonah is calling from Buguma. Jonah, welcome. What is on your mind, please?
Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Good afternoon, Kalada.
Yeah, good afternoon to you.
The Labour National directing the House of Rep members to reject the SVG. In my own opinion, my brother, it is one to reject a gift of such like that, because I believe that those members, the time we come when they will be fed to the national party, because those items, those gifts, my brother, I don't think that the Labour Party members at the National Assembly will.
But what if they refuse? What if they reject it? What if they refuse?
I don't think so. It will be very hard then to reject that gift in this time. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. What's so hard about it? But thank you nonetheless. I've got Fine Mind. Fine Mind is calling from Artillery. Fine Mind, welcome. What's on your mind, please?
Yeah. Good afternoon, Kalada.
Yeah, good afternoon to you. Welcome.
I want to first of all react to your first story. The Labour Party asking their lawmakers to reject the car gifts.
Okay.
First of all, I want to ask you, Kalada, you work for Nigerians. Do you have an official car?
I do not. But I've got colleagues.
Why do you not have it?
Because my office does not require me to have.
Yes, it does not come with it, and it is because the firm cannot afford that for now.
The firm. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. I've got colleagues who have official vehicles, but my office does not require it.
But your office does not have it.
You still don't get it. My office has got official vehicles for people who require, but for me, my position.
Listen.
Okay, go ahead. Fine, go ahead.
Yes. There are other broadcast corporations that don't even have for those that require.
Okay.
Yes. They don't have it because they cannot afford it.
Okay.
As it stands now, my brother, Nigeria cannot afford that. And so I feel so disappointed in the Labour Party lawmakers for them to have waited until their party members, their party, came out to tell them that they should have, toned it down, that they should tone it down. It's a clear indication that they have resolved within themselves to accept it. Before this call, there was a radio station that, brought up this issue, and that was what I said. Before ever they came up with the call, I said that this is when we are going, this is a litmus test for us to see if these men that, won under the platform of the Labour Party are actually who we thought they are. And they are proven to us that they are not. For them to remain silent up to now, that, they have acquired the cars now.
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to say that they're not going to take it? If they actually, we are not interested in getting the cars, they would have told them at the initial stage that I don't need it. So it's a clear indication that they are going to collect those cars. At this time that Nigerians are suffering, a lot of people cannot even eat one square meal. They cannot have a decent meal once in a day. They can't. And that kind of a country, you want to spend over 50 billion naira to acquire vehicles, just vehicles, for people that have a fleet of vehicles. Come to buy for them. And after this administration, the next one, you are going to buy another fleet of cars.
All right. 5 minutes, I've got to go.
You borrow from other countries. I don't know how these guys sleep. I don't know how they sleep. Because, their conscience seems to be there.
All right.
If they have conscience, they will not even contemplate.
5 minutes, I've got to go now. I've got to go. All right, thank you very much. I've got Emeka from Owerri. Emeka, greetings to you. Welcome to the show. What is on your mind? Quickly, please.
Good afternoon, my brother.
Good afternoon to you.
Canada asked one funny question yesterday. Tell me departure from the party. Say, what do I mean? The three topic we raise now. Dollar is now 1,100.
Okay.
Yeah. Then which other topic? The issue of life. They tell you cabal. The last time I checked, when this last government is going to come into power, dollar was 190, was fluctuating between 190, 180, 220, thereabout. It started going up gradually like this. People were saying, no, the government just wants to power. He's putting things thereabout where they come into power. He's going again. He's moving.
Okay. All right.
And all of us, we have hope. Renew hope. And he's going.
Okay.
I tell you, the way it's going, before by this time next year, dollar may cross 1,500. Mark my word.
All right.
Unless something drastic is done. On the issue of the electricity, I want to ask you, who is this cabal?
They said the people. They said the people selling.
The head of cabal.
Okay.
Coming to power, the head of cabal. Goodluck coming to power, the head of cabal. Buhari comes to power, the head of cabal. Today we are hearing cabal.
All right. Thank you very much, Emeka. I've got to go. Emeka, I've got to go now.
Cannot do it if they do this here for themselves.
All right.
Who is that cabal that's holding Nigeria?
Thank you very much, Emeka. Okonkwo. Oh, I missed that one. I've got Ida from Inkoro. Ida, greetings to you.
Yeah, Kalada, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon to you.
My brother, the when Bible, that Bible where God give us, any word when talk not true. It's we use our mouth to talk good things. Before December, dollar go come down.
All right.
Before December, we go buy fuel 100 naira. Before December, we go buy rice 5,000 naira per bag. Granite oil 3,000 per 20 liters.
Okay.
This is why they tell you, Makam. God some use our tongue to talk good things to go happen to us. And the SUV don't buy for all these senators them. Well, now they are turn. When me I will go there to as a senator, the constitution no change you.
All right, then thank you very much.
I will bring them back. They
thank you very much, Ida.
May they enjoy their time. But I believe that next election, the one where they represent me, Rest and Senate, I can never vote for any of them. I will only vote for my governor and my state assembly. Thank you very much. God bless.
Thank you very much for your time. I mean, the last caller is proof that Nigeria indeed is the second most prayerful country in the world. All right. How do you pray and not work? But let's move on now. Labour Party asks members to reject SUV for lawmakers. It is a welcome development, although I doubt if the LP lawmakers will heed to this call, as most of them were just greedy politicians who just used the good name of Peter Obi to gain access to the corridors of power. But it is good the party has come out to frown on this issue. Kalada, the only solution to this exchange rate and economy saga is production. Our economy is too import dependent. If we can have government support our local manufacturers, partner with private sectors to invest in local production, and nurse other natural resources other than oil, trust me, even if Naira becomes 5,000 to $1, it would rather be of our own benefit. Lastly, the minister ended up telling us what we already knew before now. The power sector, just like the other key sector, is an organized crime, but my fear is I don't see anything changing under this current administration until we have leaders with integrity and not power grabbers. We will only keep moving backward. The level of corruption in this country is so embarrassing. Daniel from Uzwaba. But let's move on to another message. Very long messages today. Maxwell Ina from Port Harcourt says, good afternoon, Canada. Naira is not 1,100 to $1. Now I need to paint this so that it makes sense. Naira is 1,100 to $1 at the black market. It's not official. Now, the reason why it's even that is because the CBN is finding it difficult, right, to spread as much dollars to as many people that need it. It's not that they are not spreading, but there are so many demands that they're not able to meet all of the demands. So let's get it right. And then you went ahead to say Naira is now 1,100 to $1, and yet those that took an oath of office to govern its citizens with the country's treasury account are busy buying exotic cars for themselves in dollars. You know what take this from me? This government are not even considering the suffering of the masses are going through, and they are deliberate about it just to teach the citizens a lesson. Tell which right-thinking government watch its citizens suffer this much and yet goes about spending money for material luxury. If not, what then is our president doing since he ascended to power? Why is a leader striving so hard to see the citizens suffer as a result of their poor leadership, simply because they are living comfortable with money meant to develop the country for their selfish interests? Is this why Tinubu said he wants to govern this nation having no plan to ground? That is why they are not feeling the pain of the masses. Things are getting worse every day. Crime and criminals are increasing. Canada, my brother, looking at this government, they lack ideas to govern, and if right measures are not taken to stop this dollar, it will keep rising and more hardship will continue to rear against the citizens of this great nation. When will all these be put to an end? Because I don't see things getting better soon with the way things are going. All right, thank you very much. Moving on now to the next message. I strongly support the call by the Labour Party calling on the National Assembly members not to collect the cars. I think the party is trying to let the members in government to practice what the party preached to Nigerians, especially during the campaigns. But that is the position of the party. Here we have different politicians that made up the party that may not have conscience and pity, who are there, who may not have conscience and pity, who are there for their personal gratification despite the economic quagmire. Imagine how much they have borrowed yet still running the prodigal system. See how Nigerians are suffering because of how people have used their positions to milk the country. Hector, thank you very much for that one. I agree with Smarter DME. You work for me is the reason you're first option to be minister. That doesn't mean you shouldn't perform. That wouldn't be the president supervising failure. Like, okay, thank you. You meant to say the past administration. But reading this one says, greeting Canada. Is there any difference between us Nigerians and people who are not with their right senses? I don't like that statement. But you see, how can we be talking the same thing every single year since 1999 and expect different results? And Andrew, I'm not Andrew. Do you think, as we keep talking about government messing around with leadership, that anything will change? You guys in the media space should suggest for us what we need to do to bring about change. Because with this talk every day, it will not solve anything, frankly. And then you went ahead to say, Batinaji talking about people sabotaging power sector, and EFCC chairman saying we lost 2.9 trillion naira between 2018 and 2020. They should keep quiet because they were part of the government messing us up. All right. So many messages, but I think I would have to take a breather and go back and take 1 or 2 calls. I'm going to take one more call, 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. Let's get to hear what you think about any of the big stories. I've got a few more minutes. I've got messages on Facebook as well. Otokwala says, LP ask members, long read. I can't read all of it. I need to take a breather. I've got Daniel calling from Imogate. Daniel, greetings to you. Welcome on the show.
Thank you, my brother Kalada.
Welcome.
Daniel Imogate.
Yeah, welcome.
Yes. You see, this is the reason why I say that the problem of Nigeria today is our lawmakers. Because even the president is under the law that they make.
Okay.
Now, that is to say, parties supposed to have manifesto.
Okay.
But look at what is happening in Nigeria today. As all of them, as they get there, many of them will even forget their party manifesto. I thank God that the Labour Party want to stand on what they believe in, on what is their party manifesto.
All right.
But PDP, APC, all other parties, they no longer care as soon as they get there.
Right,
ordinary people that is, running for them, see where we are today. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. We'll go for a quick commercial break. When we come back from that break, I'll read some more messages from Facebook and from WhatsApp. It's a very, very short commercial break. Oh, no. Oh, okay. It's 5 minutes commercial break. Sorry about that. I would have to read the messages during the open season, but do stay tuned. More conversations coming up after the business news.
Hello, my people. Good day to you out there. It's another beautiful day in the city of Port Harcourt, Rivers State. Something huge is about to hit